Hey guys, I am going to be super brief with you guys. I don't know if y'all have heard the news, but the CFPB is really cracking down on the credit bureaus and creditors, collection agencies, all of these people. So if you guys are not familiar with the CFPB basically regulates the credit bureaus, and the CFPB regulates collection agencies. The CFPB also regulates, just as consumers, you want to make sure that you know all of the laws that are put in place to help and protect you. So the CFPB is just basically there to help and protect the consumer, to make sure that any transaction is basically legal, legit, and then also after transactions have been made, to make sure that you are basically not being disrespected. Okay. So COVID really just opened up a lot of or what is it? What is the saying? They basically it opened up a lot of can of worms. Okay. And so it shined a light on how things are being done and how they could be done better. So one of the biggest things that, I guess the light has been shown upon was that medical debt or medical collections is really affecting consumers and really affecting so many Americans, right? And so one of the ways that it is affecting us is because once medical debt happens, right, it affects us by being reported to your credit, and it will block you from other things like purchasing a home. It'll block you from being able to purchase a car, being able to even be approved for like cell phones, like insurance, car insurance, like so many things. It just really like gets in the way of your normal like livelihood. And so many people are affected by it, period, in America, but really like black and brown people are affected by it. Okay. And also, like, not to mention the fact that so many people choose not to go to the doctor or to the hospital because they don't want, these items to be reported on their credit. And it's just like, you really have to put your health, you know what I mean? Like, you got to put your health first no matter what. But in America, like, it's just unfortunate that we have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, live and like, kind of weigh our options. Like, should I go or should I not go? If I go, like, I don't have it to pay. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. So I just wanted to make this video to really explain to you guys what's going on right now and what you guys can expect moving forward. All right. So, like I said earlier, I know some of you guys are like joining like super late. It's all right. I'm gonna be really brief. So, the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay. And like I said, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is basically who regulates the credit bureaus as well as collection agencies and creditors and other people. Okay. But for the sake of this conversation, so basically, the medical bills is just really like crazy, especially after COVID hit. Like, a lot of people were going into the hospital or, needing treatment, like needing COVID tests, and it was just outrageous, right? And a lot of people did not have it to pay. Okay. And because of that, these items will report to your credit and it would just stop you from being able to move forward. And COVID was something that nobody could control. Like, COVID happened, and now I can't do anything because COVID hit. Like, people's lives truly changed. But even before COVID, people's lives were, affected very negatively because of medical bills, right? So basically, there is something that's coming out in 2022. The CFPB has just been cracking down on creditors and collection agencies and all these things. So in July of this year, you guys can expect to see your collections starting to fall off, right? So um, this affects and impacts different people, and so I'll break it down to see where you guys actually fit or fall in all of this in this whole conversation. So actually, in like the beginning of 2023, you should actually start to see your debt falling off. So I'm sorry, your medical debt falling off. Anything that's under $500, you guys should start seeing that falling off in, like, at the beginning of 2023. Anything under $500. And so another thing that, the change that is going to be coming this year, like around July timeframe, is that I don't know if y'all have ever tried to dispute your medical bills, or even if you've paid your medical bills before. And so if you paid them, the medical bill is still reporting on your credit. And that sucks, right? Because it's like, why is it still reporting? Like, it's paid. Like, why is it still on here? And I don't know if you guys were aware, but if you pay a bill, right, or a collection, you zero out the balance, that does not mean that the company has to delete it off your credit. Unfortunately, it just is like that. Okay. But this new change that's coming July 2022, if you have paid the bill, no matter what, it'll come off. Okay. It's supposed to come off. And so this is why also the CFPB is really clutch, because it regulates. So just because it is a new law or something else that has been put in place to protect you, right, that doesn't actually mean that these companies are going to actually like listen and do those things. It is your job as the consumer to become aware of your rights. Hey, Tamika, to become aware of your rights and not let people take advantage of you. So, of course, that's why we're here. Like, we want to help you guys understand y'all's rights so that you guys can know how to move and know what to expect when you're disputing and just in general. All right. And so these companies are supposed to remove the debt, if you've paid it. Okay. Starting in July, your debt is going to just start coming off. All right. If you've paid it in July, like I said, what you guys can expect next year, like early 2023, is if the balance is under $500, it's just going to come off. Like, it's just going to start being deleted. Okay. Now, it is a lot of people, like it is a lot of people that are affected by, medical debt. So don't expect it to be immediate. Just know that the change is coming. The deletions are coming. All right. And so also another thing that you guys could be on the lookout for, if you didn't already know. So whenever you guys go to the hospital, what happens is you can actually, it's two things, but I'll touch on this. So when you guys go to the hospital or the doctor's office or wherever, and they give you guys your bill, whether it's the same day or whether it's shortly after, as soon as you get that bill, if you don't take care of that bill, you actually have 6 months to take care of that bill before it actually reports to your credit. Okay. And so if you don't take care of it after that 6 months, it can report to your credit. And then, obviously it can affect you and just hurt you very negatively. Right. And so this new change that they're bringing about around in July of this year, 2022, is as soon as you guys get that bill, they're extending it to an additional 6 months. So they're giving you guys 12 official months to, get your finances in order, or pay the bill before it actually reports. If you don't pay the bill, it can report to your credit. But so this is how it works. So if you guys have go get a procedure done, go to the doctor, whatever, and they'll mail you the bill or they'll give you the bill. You can actually ask for the bill up front, and I'll go into that in just a second. So if they mail you guys the bill, like I said, you have that window to determine, like, if I have it or not. But one of the things that they came out with is and Lord, I gotta remember the name of it. But so they came out with something that is specifically for veterans. So if you're a veteran and this information, somebody that is a veteran and that this could help them, like, please share this information to them. So veterans were really affected by medical bills as well, because everybody was affected by medical bills, but they came out with something new to help the veterans. So veterans are people that serve, but more importantly, these people have access to resources and care, and it's just not fair. Like, it's just not fair that they have access to free healthcare, right? Or they don't have to pay the 100% cost that a person that's not a veteran would have to pay, and they're still being targeted by collection agencies and creditors. Like, it doesn't make sense. So they came out with a new program to help veterans as well. So if you have any collections that is over $25, it's not going to report to your credit. But then also they give you a lot more time, like the regular person, or the person that's not a military member has about 12 years, or I'm sorry, 12 months before it reports. But the veterans actually have even more options. So the collection agencies and the creditors have to basically like exhaust all means and all measures of trying to collect before they can actually report to your credit. And it is a list of like what that actually looks like. And so if you are a veteran or you know somebody that's a veteran and they have collections or medical bills on their credit, and it's on their credit, you like just send them over to our page and we'll show them exactly where to look to see if all of these things have been exhausted before this account has reported, and if it hasn't, it needs to be removed. Okay, so that's the cool thing as well. I mean, there's a lot of cool changes that are happening, and it literally looks like so many opportunities are going to be available to anybody with medical bills, and just it's just going to bring about like so much change. But for those of y'all who are on here and you're like, well, I don't expect to pay any of my medical bills, I don't want to pay medical bills, like it's mine, like it still is hope for you. Okay, it still is hope. And I'll talk to that in just a second. But I did want to say that, Lord, what was I about to say? Dang, what was I about to say? But I guess I'll just say, so if this is you and you're like you don't want to pay your medical bills, I want you to be aware of like your HIPAA rights. Okay. So I remember what I was gonna say. So it is also something that they're coming out with or came out with that allows you guys to go to these medical companies, go to the hospitals or whoever. Say you don't have any money, or say like you do have insurance, but like after the fact they hit you with like some outrageous medical bill. So I'm gonna go live again today with somebody who actually works in the medical billing department, and she's just gonna like help you guys understand how this whole thing works and like how to understand how not to get screwed over. But for now, I want y'all to know like a lot of people that have medical bills reporting to their credit generally are being overcharged, right? And then it's so many errors associated with that information that's reported, it shouldn't even be reported in the first place. So if you didn't know, if something is inaccurate, okay, it should not be reporting to your credit. But also, if something is not validated, it also should not be reporting to your credit. And then also, if something is reporting and it violates your HIPAA rights, it should also not be reporting to your credit. But more importantly, if it is reporting to your credit and you have all of these violations and you can actually prove these violations, you can go to the CFPB and get compensation for every violation, like money for every violation as well as deletions. It's so much on this topic. That's why I'm gonna go live again later today. Let me know if that makes sense. Hopefully this makes sense. But I want y'all to know that it's different options for you. If you are the person you're like, I don't want to pay this, I don't have it to pay, like it is okay. So this is one of the things that you'll do. Okay. If you got the money, you don't want to pay it. So remember what I was telling y'all about your HIPAA rights, right? So HIPAA is really clutch because it protects your information from being shared to outside companies or agencies. Like it only stores your information is, so if you went to like St. John's Regional, if that's a hospital, right? And next thing you know, a company called like Heinous Collection Agency is reporting to your credit, you will go to them and basically get them to prove that they violated your HIPAA rights. So they have violated your HIPAA rights because you signed that information with St. John Regional. You didn't sign it with Heinous Collection Agency or whatever I just named this company. So what you would do is you would go and send them debt validation companies, all right, or companies, debt validation letters. Send those out, and you're going to basically get them to prove that this item is yours, okay? And so we have our debt validation letters, like this actually a bundle. It's called our HIPAA bundle. And so in these letters, it'll basically say, okay, validate this debt. If it's not validated, if they cannot validate it, if they won't, if they haven't, it should not be reporting to your credit. Okay. So you'll send them the first validation letter, and then that validation letter is they're going to send something back that actually proves this is yours, right? And if they've done that, then they've now violated your HIPAA rights because you didn't give that information to them. You gave it to the hospital, right? And so if they don't have that information, that means that it should not be reported either. Because if you are not able to validate me, it should not be on my credit. So either way, if they can validate or if they cannot validate, it shouldn't be reported. And that is a violation. And you can get a deletion as well as compensation for that. Okay. So if you guys are interested in getting that bundle today for $22, you guys can grab it. It's a regular $85. And so if you guys are interested, I will drop the link to that in the comments. And so you guys can grab it today. But remember, if y'all have any more questions, I'm going to be going live a little bit later on Instagram. Just text me. Text medical to 281-214-6062. And if you text that number, I can provide all of the links that you guys can use to like look and get more details about exactly what's going on. But I hope this video was helpful. I hope this live was helpful to you guys. And if it is, make sure y'all share this with somebody who has medical collections. Everybody is affected by it. So make sure y'all share this. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to talk to you guys later.